Lord, fill our hearts and minds with love, that we might love the world with the great love that you have for the world, and that we might love you with all our heart, mind and soul and strength, and love our neighbours as ourselves. There's a very old story of a little boy who lived in a cottage on a hillside, overlooking a wide valley. He was happy there, with his mother and father, but not quite perfectly happy. There was one thing he dearly wanted. His greatest joy was to sit on the doorstep on summer evenings and gaze across the valley to a house miles away on the opposite hillside. For just as the sun was sinking in the west, the windows of that house would burst into flame, shining dazzlingly with golden light. The little boy's one ambition was to live in the house with the golden windows. One day he decided to see the house of his dreams, and he set out boldly on his long contemplated expedition. But the house with golden windows was further off than he had expected, and it was a very tired little boy who at last, towards sunset, began the steep uphill climb which brought him to his journey's end. And it was a very disappointed little boy who arrived at the open door and found that the house was little more than a tumble-down cottage, and the windows were just ordinary windows. The shadows were lengthening quickly, and when his little fellow had explained his errand, the kindly old man who lived there with his wife smiled and said, "Well, it's much too late for you to go home now. You must stay the night." So his wife provided supper and made up a bed in the kitchen. There the explorer lay down, and although he was sad at heart, he was so tired that he soon fell asleep. He slept soundly till the birds woke him. Then, sitting up, he drew the curtain aside and looked out. There, far across the valley, was his own house, and, wonder of wonders, its windows flashed in the morning sunshine as brightly as the windows in the house of his dreams. After breakfast, the little boy set out for home, and how glad he was when he was safely back, that all along, without knowing, he too had been living in a house with golden windows. Teach us, O Lord, to find thee in the common round and daily task. Amen.